Good morning. Dear Prime Minister, dear Mayor of Moscow and everybody else, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to be here. I don't know if you know what a futurist does, but I don't do what a usual futurist does, which is to predict things. I observe things, much like you could do if you had the time to do so, and I try to work backwards into a new reality of what we can do in the near future. I think most now we have to realize one thing, is that we're living in a world that's based on exponential technology. It's very hard for humans to understand exponential because we are not. Right? We are linear. We don't live faster because we Twitter. We don't have more real friends because we have Facebook. Right? We are not technology. But technology is now exploding in a sense that all of a sudden Moore's law is helping us to understand that the next 5 years will give us things that look like science fiction, or have given us things already that look like science fiction. When you count exponentially 7 times, you get to 128, not to 7. And today we are at 4. The next step is 8. So basically what's happening here is that we have a convergence of man and machine, humanity and technology. In many ways, that's extremely scary. In other ways, it's extremely positive, but humanity will change more in the next 20 years than in the previous 300. And that's easy to say when you're looking at things like book printing or the steam engine, right? It changed a lot. But what we have here today is things happening in the next 20 years will fundamentally redefine what it means to be human. It was already redefined by mobile devices, by the internet. But now we're talking about things that will be the future in the most impossible way that we have perceived until today, where everything becomes a yes answer. Take things like automatic language translation. Skype already has this integrated into the software. Take things like genetic engineering or going into the bloodstream to fix my cholesterol. Take brain-computer interfaces. Virtual reality, augmented reality. Bionic arms and limbs. Self-driving cars. And of course, the biggest one, genetic engineering. Talk about cancer. If you have cancer, or your friend has cancer, of course, it would be fantastic if we could fix this, right? I mean, think about that reality. But the same technology can be used to design our babies. Right? So if you're very rich, you can then go out and have a different kind of baby because you can afford it. Right? This kind of technology will be ready in the next 10 to 15 years. And it's safe to say that technology is progressing at mind-boggling warp speed, but we and our laws and our societies have remained linear. So it's interesting to see that basically, as many people have said, the power of technology has surpassed the scope of our ethics. Sometimes we don't even know if it's our mobile device that's telling us to do something or if it's us. We don't remember the phone number of our spouses because it's based in here. Right? We go on a date based on what the device says. Right? I mean, the things that are happening here already, as powerful intermediaries emerged, then the question really is, what are their ethics? I'm not talking about religion here. I'm talking about values, beliefs. As the Dalai Lama has said weeks ago, is everybody has ethics and some people have religion. Right? There's a big difference. We all have belief into what the future should be and what we would like it to be. And now we have artificial intelligence coming and saying that they can basically simulate and emulate our humanness into cognitive computing. The biggest initiative of IBM is cognitive computing and the neuromorphic chip, right? The chip that acts like a brain. And then we have intelligence amplification. For example, Siri, Cortana, and our mobile phones, allowing us to get smarter by using technology. That will be a very big growth area in the next 5 years. And we've seen that all around us. Artificial intelligence, an alarm bell rings. Think about the self-driving car. If you can use the self-driving car to sit in a traffic jam and the car will take over so you can read your emails or eat a sandwich, that's a good thing. But if the car takes over when you're going into the freeway on 150 miles an hour and decides who's going to live or die, that's an entirely different thing. Do we want machines to decide what our future holds? William Gibson, the science fiction author, once said, technologies are moral neutral until we apply them. Everybody in this room that's creating technology is also impacting ethics, society, organization, politics, of course, jobs, employment. We cannot think of technology as being morally neutral when we roll it out. We have to take it one step further. Looking at all the things that are happening around us, Google Now, Facebook, Moneypenny, Siri and Cortana, basically intelligent digital assistants. If you're in the search business, for example, you know that in 3 to 4 years, we will not search the internet anymore as we do today by typing in best sushi in Moscow, right? Our intelligent agent will already know where we are going to go to, what kind of budget we have, and will have already made the reservation. We are actually going inside of technology. Those devices are us, a digital copy of us. So the next step here, basically thinking about what that means, is devices like Jibo, and there's 20 other ones. This device was invented 2 years ago. The founder of Jibo says that this is not a robot, it's a friend. Okay? I mean, we're already at that point to where there's over a dozen devices that act like our friends as a machine. Right? In Japan, we have robot pets, of course, that's already pretty common, right? But imagine a device that knows who you are, right? Think about what that would mean. Social robots, machines as partners. You don't have to have too much imagination to think about what the next step would be if you're an entrepreneur. But social robots, I mean, this is basically, the question is, should technology go inside of us? I mean, I have my mobile phone here. I may have it on my glasses. Maybe I have a visor, a hologram, an Oculus Rift, yeah? But technology going inside of me like a plug-in, right? Like people use if they have disabled hearing. Should we become technology? And if I ask people around the world this, I hear the answer many times. People are saying, well, if I can become a superhuman based on technology, I definitely want that. Mostly 15-year-olds do that, right? But think about that for a second. How far would you take it from the mainframe to the mobile to an implant? If you're a futurist or a professor or anybody else, would you like a Wikipedia implant? You can hold quicker speeches. Not impossible. Think about where that's going to take us in the near future.